Hello everyone, welcome to AS online class and this is Narendra. In this video, we will discuss the all area of the quantity aptitude, but most of the questions are from simple and component test. So, let us begin over here. The very first question on your board is this. What is this question is? Yeah, there is the question. I will read the question and then I will give 30 seconds for you to respond to the question here. Let me see what is the question in this. A sum of rupees 6,500 amounts to rupees 7,800 in 5 years when invested in simple interest. So, it is a very clear, we have the principal and we have the amount and we have the time also. Okay. If the rate of interest is 5% point more, what will be the interest earned on the same sum for the same period? If the rate of interest would have been 5% point more. So, what is the rate of interest in the first case? I do not know. So, but I have every information to find out the rate of interest. So, find out the rate of interest, then add the 5% to it and then for the same period for 5 years calculate the simple interest. Yes, my friends, your time starts now. I will wait for 30 seconds and then I will respond to your answer or I will start solving it. Okay, 7 more seconds. And time up. Let me check the answer here. Option choice B, that means 2,925. So, how is it? Let us work out. I can notice that the amount is 7,800 and the principal is 6,500. So, clearly it is visible that 1300 is the interest. So, let us find it out that initial interest is 1300. What is the best way to answer this question? Initial difference, initial interest is 1300. See the best way to answer this question. Now, another 5% point extra and for 5 years, how much this will be extra? 5% point extra for 5 years, 5 into 5 that is 25%. So, you will be getting 25% of the principal extra amount as an interest and I have to find out the total interest. So, what is that 1/4 of 6,500 and 6,500 1/4 I can notice that 1625. So, I am getting an extra interest of 1625, that is 25% of the principal. You are asked to find out what is the total interest. The total interest is the sum of this, that is 2,925. 2,925. Yes, option B is correct. Okay, friends. The next question on the board is this. So, I will read the question and then I will wait for your response. Here it says, the Pratap borrowed a sum of money from Arun at the rate of 12% per annum simple interest for the first 3 years. Okay, 16% per annum interest for the next 5 years. And 20% per annum for the period beyond 8 years. If at the end of 11 years, total interest is rupees 6,840, then the question is 6,240 more than, look at this one, there is a small twist here, 6,840 more than the sum, then what is the sum borrowed? Yes, it is a beautiful question here. So, it is in a simple interest, 12% for 5 years, 12% for 3 years, 16% for 5 years and 20% for the next above 8 years. That is, he has taken the loan for 11 years. From 11 years, if I take out these 3 years and 5 years, that is 8 years if I take out, the extra it is for 3 years and the rate of interest for 3 years is 20%. And we know this is 6,840 more than the principal, that is what the interest is, and you are asked to find out the principal. Good question, my dear friends. So, here is your 30 seconds starts. Now, answer the question. So, 15 more seconds. Okay, time is going to get up over. Let me check your option. If your option E is none of this, then it is correct. So, what is the way to answer this question? I see that 12% per annum for 3 years. So, 12 into 3, that is 36% interest over here, plus 16% per annum for the next 5 years. So, 16 5, that is 80%, plus beyond up to 11 years, that means beyond 8 years, how many years? 3 years, and rate 20%. So, 20 into 3 and that comes 60. So, the total interest in terms of percentage is, that is 140 and 176, 176%. Now, do I have the interest? No. But what do we have the sum? No. But what I have is, this is 6,840 more than the sum. So, this is sum is 100%. So, here if I take out the sum 100%, then this is how much more than the sum, or else I can write down this in this way, that is, it is 160% can be written as 76% can be written as 100% and 76%. This is equal to the sum, this interest. This is more than the sum, and more than the sum is 6,840, which is 76% of the sum. I need to find out what is 100%. So, let us begin here, that is 6,840 divided by, let us divide this by 76%, that is 0.76, you will be getting the sum, right. So, how much is this? Can you notice that it is getting cancelled by 9 times, 9 6 54 and 9 7 63 and 5, so 90 times. So, here it is 90 and followed by, there are 2 digits are there after decimal. So, you can place the 20 here, that is your answer. This is the sum, and I do not know, I do not have the 9,000, therefore, my answer should be option E. Okay, rightly said, option E there. The next question on the board is this. Look at this one. What is there here? Let me read down. A sum of rupees 20,000 was divided into 2 parts. One part is lent at simple interest at 6% per annum and the other at 10% per annum. At the end of 3 years, the time is given to us 3 years, an amount of rupees 5,400 was earned on 2 parts together, the total interest. Then what is the amount invested at 10% per annum? A very frequently asked question, common question. Let us take your 30 second, I will wait for it and then I will explain this. Come on my friends. Okay, 3 second more, 1 and over. So, if you have done, check your answer. Option B. Yes. Okay. Let us answer the question here. First, I need to find out the mean rate of interest. That is one of the two best way to answer the question. I know the total interest. I know the principal. I know this total interest is for 3 years. Then for 1 year, how much interest? That is 54 divided by 3 is 18. 1800 is the interest for 1 year. I repeat, 5400 for 3 years, divide that by 3, you will be getting the 1 year interest, which is 18. So, 1800 is the interest for 1 year and the principal is 20,000, right. This will give us the rate of interest. Now, let us cancel this one, as into 100 will be there, this 2 0 gets cancelled, another this 2 0 gets cancelled, and I notice that I am getting 9% interest. That is my mean interest. So, the lower interest, higher interest and mean interest is there. Now, apply the alligation mixture method and you can find out how much is invested at 10% per annum. Let us complete that part also. Here it is, first one is 6%, the second one is at 10% and the mean is 9%. So, the difference over here is 1 and the difference over here is 3. That means, the sum which is invested in 6% and 10% are in the ratio of 1:3. So, I need to find out at 10%, that means, I need to find out this part, 3 parts out of 4 parts. So, let us calculate that. 20,000 is there. This all calculation can be done without actually writing this one. How is it? I know the 4 part. Divide the 20,000 by 4, you will be getting 5,000. 5 into 3, that 15,000. So, I can directly write down my answer is 15,000. Your option choice is B. The next question on the board is this. Once again, I will read the question and then given time to answer by you. X, let us say total of rupees 36,000 to 2 person X and Y in 2 parts on simple interest at the rate of interest of 5% and 10%. Okay, this 5% and 10% respectively, such that the amount from Y in 10 years, this Y, the amount of Y in 10 years is equal to the amount, it is not saying interest, amount, the amount of Z in 11 years. So, I will get one equation because equal to is there. So, how much the amount is lent to Y? Yes friends, your 30 seconds starts now. Now answer it. Okay, 18 more seconds. Ten more seconds. Okay, time up. So, let us check the answer. Option D, that is 21,000. So, if your answer is 21,000, that is right. Let us see what is the best possible approach, and that is, I know that 5% per annum for 10 years. So, that is 50%. 50% is the interest and the principal is 100%. So, 100 plus 50, 150%. So, 150% of y, the amounts are equal. Therefore, 150% of y, 1.40 of y, which is equal to the amount of z. So, here what happens in case of z, that is this 5% for 10 years 50, that is okay, and then 10% for 11 years. What is the interest? 10% for 11 years, 110% is the interest. What is the amount? 100 plus 110, that is 210 percentage. So, the second part is 210% means 2.10 of z. These two are equal. So, with the help of this equation, I am getting the ratio of x to y to z. What is that ratio? As this decimal will get cancelled, 0 0 gets cancelled, and with 3 this is 5 times, this 7 times, here it is 5 and this is 7 over here. The ratio of y to z is 7:5. Done. We got the ratio of the principal. So, it is asked that how much money is lent to y, this one 7 parts, the total is 12 parts, 36,000 is there. When I divide the 36,000 by 12 parts, I will be getting 3,000 as one part. What will be 7 parts? So, 7 into 3, 21. So, my answer should be 21,000. That is your answer, my friends. Hope the question is clear. The next question on the board is this. I will read the question, then it is really a very good question, and then I will explain you. That is, rupees 2,000 is invested in scheme X at R% per annum on simple interest. Clear statement. Another sum of rupees 7,000 minus P is invested in scheme Y at R by 2 percentage. Good. The first one is given at R percentage, the second one R by 2 percentage. After 6 years, the interest earned from scheme X, the interest earned from scheme X is 20% less than the scheme Y. That means, we know the interest ratio. What is that interest ratio? That is, we have two schemes X and Y. What is interest ratio? The X is 20% less than Y. If the Y is 100, this is 80, that means 4:5, and this is your interest ratio. Okay, what is the question? Find the value of P. 7,000 minus P. Find the value of P. Really a good question. Okay, here is your time. Solve it. The first principal is 2,000, the second principal is 7,000 minus P. Come on, my friends. In the first case, the rate of interest R, the second case, the rate of interest R by 2. In the first case, the time is how many years? In both the cases, the time is 6 years. Okay, your time is up, and A is your answer. Okay. So, I can see that this 2,000 is the answer. Let us see what is the best possible way to answer this question. We have the interest ratio. How do we get the interest in case of simple interest, PRT by 100. So, here is P 2000 and the R, let it be R, and T is 6 by 100, and after that this is the interest from X. What is the interest from Y? The interest from Y is 7000 minus P is the principal, 7000 minus P, and what is the R here? R by 2, can I write down this as 0.5 R, and the time is 6, and this ratio is given as 4 by 5. By solving this you get the answer. You know the R is getting cancelled, 6 is getting cancelled, right. So, let us complete this cancellation part also. So, R is getting cancelled, the 6 is getting cancelled, and what else? This is 0 by 100 actually, this one PRT by 100, and your 100 is getting cancelled, right. The 100 gets cancelled. Okay. So, finally, I get the 0.5 is there. When you divide this by 0.5, in other words you are multiplying by 2. So, when you cancel this one, then you are getting 4000 over here. So, what finally I notice that that is 4000 by 7000 minus P is equal to 4 by 5. So, this will cancel here 4 and 4000, this is 1000, and 1000 into 5, that is 5000. So, I get 5000 is equal to 7000 minus P, or I can write it that 7000 minus P is equal to 5000. You must have understood how did I get this 5000. This with 4 1000, and here with 5 I need to multiply 1000, that is 5000. So, 7000 minus P is equal to 5000, then P is equal to 2000. So, what is my answer over here is, the answer is 2000. That is all my dear friends. I can see that option choice A 2000. Okay. So, we will move on to the next question, and that is here. Let me read the question. A man invested A, B and C in 3 schemes, that means rupee A, rupees B and rupee C in 3 different schemes offer simple interest at the rate of 20%, 30% and 40% per annum respectively. Okay. After 1 year, the total interest obtained from the 3 schemes is rupees 3300. Next, the ratio of A, B and C is 11:8:5 respectively. Find the difference between B and C. It is really a good question. So, once again I will give the 30-second time for you, and then I will explain the question. Your 30 seconds starts here. Okay. Try to answer this. 3 more seconds, 2, 1 and time up. Shall I check the answer? Let us see. Option A 1500. Okay, my friends. What is the best way to answer this question? Here it is, I will consider this as 11x. A is 11x, B is 8x and C is 5x. Now, in case of A, you have a interest of 20% and the total interest is given to you, that is 3300. if this is 11x, the interest is 0.2, 0.2 into 11, and that I get a 2.2, 20%. So, 11 into 0.2, that is for 1 year, yes. So, that comes 2.2, okay. Or the other one I can write down all in terms of percentage, it is okay, that is 2.2 of A plus what is that, A, it is of x plus, how about the second one, 8x is there, 30%, 0.3, 8, 3, 24, 2.4. So, here it is 2.4x plus, come to third one, that is 5, 4, 20, that is 4 and 4x. This is the interest, and that is equal to 3300, 3300. What is the sum over here? The sum is 4 plus 4 is 8 and 8.4. Am I right? There is 2 plus 2, 4 plus 4, 8 and 8.6. So, I notice that this is 8.6. It should not be 8.6, because 20%, 2.2 is correct, and that is 8%, 8, 3, 24, 2.4 is correct, and 5, 5, 4, 20, it should be 2. So, this is 2x. The total I am getting is the 6.6x. So, given to us is 6.6x is equal to 3300. Then what is x? So, clearly visible that the x is equal to 500. Now, it is asked that what is the difference between B and C? Now, this is B and this is C. I notice that the difference is 3 parts, 3x, when x is equal to 1500, then 3x will be, x is equal to 500, then 3x will be 1500. That is where your option choice is A. Hope everyone understood this. Let us take the next question, and is here. What is this question, my friends? The interest acquired on a certain sum of money at 15% per annum compound interest compounded annually in 2 years is 14,190. I know if the rate of interest is 15%, the compound interest for 2 years will be 32.25%. And this 32.25% in fraction we write it as 32.25. I again and again in my regular class requested you people to remember this fraction, that 32.25%, which is 129 by 2 percentage. So, the overall 2 years interest is 29.29%. Find the amount at the end of 2 years. Yes, you can do it, your time starts now. Come on. So, we have 14 more seconds. Yes, 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 your time up and your answer is C. What is C? 58,190. Okay. What is this? Let me see over here. That 15% per annum for 2 years, we already know 129 by 2%, and the compound interest annually in 2 years is already given to us, which is 14,190. Now, what is I need to find out is the amount at the end of the year. Can I find out the amount at the end of the year? The 100% is principal plus 129 by 4 is your interest. The total will be 529 by 4% is the amount. This is your amount. Now, when I already know the interest, which is 129 by 4%, can't I find out 529 by 4%? Yes, my dear friends, we can find it out. So, the calculation goes this way, that is 14,190 into my requirement is 529 by 4, whereas the given one is 129 by 4. So, if I write down 129 by 4, in return it comes 4 by 129, and that should be your answer. Okay. Let us do some small cancellation over here. So, as 4 I notice that it is getting cancelled, and with 129 how many times this number will get cancelled? Here 13. So, obviously, the first 1 times 129 is taken out, again 1 time and 0. Yes, 110 times. Multiply this number by 110, you are getting the answer. So, what should be my number over here? That is 0, and this is 9, and that is 1, carry 1, and then 7, 1, 8 and 5. That is your answer. Do we have any option? 58,190, option choice C. Fine, my dear friends, I am moving on to the next question, and is this okay, very frequently asked model. What is this? I will read it again. A sum of rupees 5,000 is deposited on compound interest, gets double itself at the end of 4 years. After x years, the sum will become y. Which of the following values are satisfy the blanks respectively? What is the approach to this question? We already know the sum is 5,000. So, P is equal to 5,000 is there, and it is also said that it gets double in 4 years. When it gets double in 4 years, that means the first one is the year. Write down the year here. In 4 years, it's get double. That means it's become 10,000. Am I right? Then option A, the A, in 4 years it's 8,000. No, in 4 years it will be 10,000. So, it is not satisfying. The similar way, you check the second one, whether in 8 years it will be 20,000 or not. Same way option C, option D and D and E also, and we have the combination of options. Come on, your 30 seconds starts now. Okay friends, time up. So, let me check that. Option B. Option B means this one, the B, C and E satisfies. B, C and E satisfies. How do I check B? That is in another 8 years, in every 4 years when it gets double, then another 8 years it will again get double and it will be 20,000. So, is it mentioned 8 years 20,000, 8 years 20,000? Yes, it satisfies. Coming to C, after another 4 years, that is in 12 years, again the sum will become double, that is 40,000. So, 12 years 40,000, that is correct. The next one, here it is 16 years, means another 4 years, 16 years, the sum will become double, that is 80,000. Check that in 60 years it is not 80,000, it is 60,000. So, eliminate that. In the next in another 4 years, that is in 20 years, this one, the amount is it gets double over here, that means 1,60,000, it is there 1,60,000, that means it satisfies. So, rightly said here B, C and E. You can see that B, C and E. So, option B is the correct answer. Right friends? The next question on the board is this. So, let us move on and read the question. At a certain rate of compound interest, a sum amounts to rupees 1,500 at the end of first year and rupees 2,160 at the end of third year. Amount. What was the amount at the end of second year? You must be knowing that compound interest are in a geometric progression. The amount in compound interest is also in geometric progression. So, here the ratio will remain same. The amount at the end of first year to amount at the end of second year will be the same as amount of second year to the amount of third year. Apply that concept. Now, your time starts now, 30 seconds. Yes, 8 more seconds. Okay, time up. Now, check the answer. If you got option B, you are right. As I said that the geometric progression, that means in the sum amounts to rupees 1,500 at the end of first year. So, amount of first year to amount of second year, this ratio will be the same as amount of second year to the amount of third year. And what I know is we have this, we have this. What I need to find out is the amount of second year. Let us consider that the amount of second year is x. Then how will I answer that question? That is 1,500, the amount of first year, which is 1,500 by x is equal to x by the amount of 3 years is given to us, that is this one at the end of third years, that is 2,160. So, you notice that I am getting the x square over here. The x square is equal to, that is 1,500 into 1260. So, I will not multiply the whole, because I need to find out the square root of this number. Then the easy approach for this will be, break this number 15 into 100, 100 can be written as 10 square. So, I am writing that as 15 into 100, I will take the 100 outside, so it will become 10, that is the purpose here. And here I can write down this number as 36 into 60, no, 216. This one is 2160, then only I can write down this 36 into 60, done. So, what all I can take it out? The values which we can take out is, that is 100 I will take out of the square root, it will become 10, into 36 I will take out of the square, this is 6, into. Now, can you see 15 into 60, that is 900, and the 900 is 30 square. So, take out the 900 outside. So, you will be getting 30 over here. So, that is the value of x. How much is that? 6 3 is 18 followed by 2 zeros, that means 1800. So, my answer should be 1800, option choice B. Hope everyone understood this, and I will be moving on to the next question, which is this. What is this question? Let me read down. A sum yield an interest of rupees 2070 for second year, not in 2 years, for second year, and an interest of rupees 2380.5 for third year. It is not for 3 years, third year, at a certain rate of compound interest, compounded annually. What is the rate? Find out. So, how do we find it out? I know the second year interest, I know the third year interest. With the help of this, can I find out the rate of interest? Yes. Try this, your time starts now. Yes, yes, your time is going to over. Now, let us check your answer, option B, if your answer is right. So, what is option B? 15%. Okay. Now, how do I find it out? Whenever we know the second year interest, second year interest which is given to us is as 2070, and we also have the third year interest, right, and that is 2380.5. This difference will be 1 year interest, and this second year interest, as there is a gap of only 1 year, this will be principal, and the difference is 1 year interest. So, this should be considered as principal, right. So, I will have the principal, I have the interest, I can find out the rate of interest. What is the difference between these two? The difference is 310.5. What I need to find out? 310.5 is what percentage of 2070. So, here 310.5 over 2070, that is over. you are getting the rate of interest. How much that will be? If I place the 0 over here, then is it not 15%? 10% plus half of this, 15%. That is your answer, my dear friend. Option B. Okay. The next question on the board is this. Come on. I will read the question and then followed by some time. A sum of rupees 45,000 is lent on compound interest. Annual rate is 10% per annum, 8% per annum and 5% per annum for the first, second and third year respectively. What would be the total interest obtained at the end of 3 years? Really a good question and frequently asked question here. So, your time starts now. Come on, some calculation will obviously be there in this model. We are on question number 11. And time up. Let us check your answer. Option B, that means 11,133. Okay. What is the way to answer the question? There is only one particular way to answer this question is, if the rate of interest is 10%, then the amount will be 110%. So, here 45,000 into, in the first year 1.1, that is the amount after 1 year, and into the second year I am getting 8% interest, that is 108%, and 108% is nothing but 101.08. So, multiply this by 1.08 where speed maths will be applied, and the third year 5%, that means 105%, 1.05. So, this is your answer, and apply the speed maths to multiply these two. How do we multiply these two here? That 8 plus 5 is 40, 108 plus 5, 113. Okay. The next, when I am multiplying this number by 11, then this 0 and 0 plus 4 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4 and 1 plus 1 is 2 and 1. Done. Now, where will be the decimal? Decimal will come over here. So, in order to get the what would be the total interest? So, in order to get the interest, I need to subtract 1 from here, this amount. When I multiply this into this, I will be getting the amount. If I take out the principal from here, in this case it is 1, then I will be left with 0.2474. So, multiply with 2474 and 45,000, you are getting the answer. What is it? Let us finally check this one. 45 can be written as 90 by 2 multiplied by 9 and divided by 2, and I am getting this one as here it is 3, then again 3, then 1 and 1 1. So, that is 11,133. Do we have option? Yes, option choice B. That is the answer given there? Yes. So, yes my friends, take out the next question. The difference between the compound interest and the simple interest on an amount of rupees 5,000 in 2 years at the rate of 18% per annum. So, difference is asked, and you know, if you have done gone through the simple and compound interest, this is a very commonly asked question, the difference for 2 years, the difference for 3 years. Okay, your time starts now. There are two ways there to answer this question. Either you go with the formula approach or the logical approach. Okay, time up. Let me see the option. Option C. Okay. How do I answer the question? If I go with the logical approach, the simple interest is 18% and 18%. The compound interest is also 18% plus 18% plus 18% of 18%, which is 3.24%. This is what the difference between simple and compound interest. So, as we have the sum given over there, that is 5,000, I need to find out this percentage. Let us find out this 5,000 into 3.24 by 100, and the rest is a basic calculation. 150 plus 2, 150 plus 12, 162. Check your answer. Is it 162 anywhere? Option C. That is your answer, my dear friends. Okay, good. Let us move on to the next question. Question number 13. ఇలా చేసేసరికి మాకు క్లాస్ చూసుకునే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ అయిపోతుంది సార్. ఎవరన్నా చూసారా? మరి అంతే ఉంటారు. సడన్గా మేము వేసేసి సడన్గా మొదలు పెడితే ఎక్కడి నుంచి తెలుస్తుంది మనుషులకి.
అక్కడ లైవ్ అయిపోతే ఇక్కడికి వస్తారు.
5 to 6 ఉంది, మళ్ళీ 6 to 7
ఉంది. అదే అది క్యాన్సిల్ చేయమన్నాను, మరి ఏం చేశారో అంటే